Hey there. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of emotional attachment where it seems like you just can't break free? It's a tough place to be, and it can make you feel pretty powerless. But here's the good news. Change is not only possible, it's within your grasp. In this video, we're going to tap into the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. They've got some incredible insights that can help us understand how to break free from those emotional chains that hold us down. We'll dive into some timeless principles of Stoicism to guide you towards emotional freedom. By the end, you'll have practical and healthy strategies to help you detach from what's been weighing heavily on your mind. Say goodbye to those mental shackles and hello to clarity and focus on what truly matters in your life. So if you're ready to embrace personal growth and let go of those emotional attachments, stick around. Let's get into it. Number 1, the power of detachment. Why is detachment so important? Think about it. When we cling too tightly to people or situations, we essentially hand over the remote control of our emotions to them. Their influence can dictate our happiness, our sadness, and even push us towards decisions we might regret. But detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It just means you're giving the right weight to things that are outside your control. Imagine your emotions are like a kite. Each string attached to someone or something represents a potential direction your feelings can go. If you're holding on too tightly, you're at the mercy of the wind. Stoicism teaches us to loosen our grip. We can't control the wind, but we can decide which strings to hold on to. So, let's get practical. Start by figuring out what or who you're overly attached to. Ask yourself why you're seeking validation or if you're afraid of loneliness. Understanding the root of your attachment is the first step in loosening its grip. Next, engage in activities that give you a sense of purpose and satisfaction. Detachment at its core is about setting yourself free. Number 2, understanding attachment. Now let's talk about understanding attachment. When you're attached to something, you're operating from your ego. Strip it all back, and we're all just creatures of love. Think about a baby radiating joy and untouched by ego. As we grow, our ego takes over, cluttering our lives with attachments. These attachments cloud our judgment and distract us from our core essence, which is love. Attachment is a game of the ego, and it's the opposite of love and self-contentment. By viewing our desires and connections through this lens, we can start to see the unnecessary weight they add to our lives. Imagine living from a place of love, not ego. You'd trust in abundance and believe that what's meant for you will come your way. This isn't about wishful thinking, it's about believing in your own worth and capabilities. So, how do we start untangling ourselves from these anchors? Begin by acknowledging the attachment for what it is, a product of your ego seeking security. Shift your perspective and understand that your worth isn't tied to this attachment. Your essence is enough. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a conscious choice to prioritize inner peace over external validation. Embrace the concept of abundance, and you might find that the universe rewards you with even more than what you let go of. Number 3, the illusion of the ego. Sometimes our ego tricks us into thinking we're not good enough or that someone else has it better. This can lead us to cling emotionally to others for validation. We might put people on pedestals, believing they have something unattainable. But when we strip away these illusions, we see that everyone is equally vulnerable and human. It's important to confront this illusion head-on. Self-confidence and inner healing are crucial, but they shouldn't come at the expense of viewing others as less than or separating ourselves from the collective human experience. Instead, recognize that while we each have unique paths, no single path is superior. When it comes to relationships, it's easy to fall into the mindset of scarcity, fearing the loss of someone irreplaceable. But emotional detachment isn't about denying feelings. It's about embracing the universe's abundance and our own capacity for love. It's about understanding that while someone might be special to us, our completeness doesn't rely on their presence. This realization frees us from fear-based attachment and allows us to love freely without desperation. Number 4, detachment in practice. So how do we put this into practice? You have to be willing to let go of past experiences and relationships. It's like holding onto a rope so tightly that your hands start to hurt, but you're scared to let go because you're unsure of what will happen. Here's the thing. Letting go doesn't mean you'll fall. Sometimes it means you'll finally have the chance to stretch your hands and grab something even better. I learned this the hard way when I clung to a comfortable but stagnant relationship. I was closing doors to potential happiness. Fear of missing out, or FOMO, is a trap. It's like watching everyone else's highlight reel on social media while you feel like you're missing out on life. But remember, those are curated snapshots of perfect moments. When I stopped scrolling and started living my own life, FOMO lost its grip on me. Not knowing every detail of someone else's life doesn't mean you're missing out. It means you're fully present in your own life, making memorable moments that belong to you. Attachment to a false image of happiness can make letting go seem impossible. Others may seem to be living their best lives, and you might fear you're falling behind. But remember, the grass only looks greener from a distance. Up close, it has its share of brown patches. Detachment isn't about giving up happiness, it's about defining it on your own terms. Number 5. The path to happiness. Finally, where does true value come from? Understanding this can shift us away from unnecessary attachments and towards emotional freedom. True value comes from within, your character, wisdom, and how you treat others. It's easy to think that our happiness and worth depend on someone else's presence or approval, but this mindset chains us to the whims of others. Imagine realizing that the sky has always been open for you to spread your wings on your own terms. Self-reliance is liberating. It teaches us that our value doesn't fluctuate with others' opinions or presence. Detachment isn't about pushing people away. It's about drawing closer to your essence. By focusing on personal growth and becoming the best version of yourself, you can shed the weight of neediness. Think of it like tending a garden. You wouldn't plead for a flower to grow. Instead, you nurture the soil, water the plants, and trust the process. By focusing on self-improvement, you cultivate a garden that blooms regardless of who walks through it or admires its beauty. So, how do we navigate the path of emotional detachment? It starts with the understanding that you are complete with or without someone's affirmation. Your journey is about discovering the vastness of your own sky and learning to love the freedom that comes from flying solo when needed. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism. Focus on what's within your control, your thoughts, actions, and growth. This doesn't mean closing your heart, but securing your emotional anchor in the steady ground of your being. Remember, your self-worth isn't a puzzle missing someone else's piece. It's a masterpiece in progress, complete as is, yet open to adding more beauty from the world around you. We'd love to hear your thoughts on emotional detachment or any insights from your own experiences. Drop them in the comments. And if you know someone who might benefit from today's topic, feel free to share this video with them. Until next time, let's spread the wisdom and support each other.